So again, just want to remind everyone that please stay muted all throughout the stream. If you have any questions for Magic, of course, he will give us time for that. So for the presenter to actually not to be interrupted, please stay muted. Then if you have any questions, you can also use the English voice text chat. And we will of course ask them for you just in case if you're shy to talk. But again, welcome to the Axie Bootcamp English stream for today. And then, of course, Steffi will be hosting the stream for today. So go ahead, Steffi, take it away.
Thank you so much, Helmerch. So, good evening, everyone. Once again, this is the YGG AXIE Infinity Bootcamp. So, for tonight, we have Sir Magic from CTG who will be sharing his thoughts, strategies, tips, and knowledge that I have for his Axie Infinity. So, Sir Magic, please introduce yourself, give some background, and your Axies as well.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm Magic. I'm from CTG. I guess a little bit of history. I started playing Axie end of March this year. Linked up with CTG maybe about a month or two ago. And yeah, I'm currently part of the CTG Semi-Pro. I have a couple of people, I guess, either on the YGG Discord or on stream watching right now. Hope they give me some tips while I play. Yeah. So sorry, I'm just going to read from the script. Okay, so explain the types of axes. All right, so here, let's take this. I guess you guys, for those of you that were here in the last boot camp, this is sort of similar to the team that I was running back then. Season 18, unfortunately, I didn't get into the top 1000, but I think that because of the new changes, the buffs and the nerfs and skill recalculation and all that stuff, I think this is more viable, I guess, this season. So let's start off with my frontliner. I noticed that in the previous season when I ran a similar team, my main weakness was like a double or triple aqua team. Anything that's faster than the beast and does more damage to it. Since you'll see later how the game goes, he likes to bring his life down and go for some degenerate strikes in the back. So I opted to go with Aqua Stock and Fish Snack to sort of keep my tank alive from like double Aqua or maybe like birds that like to smack in. This season we see a lot of double Anemone bird lineups. This guy goes really well against those. What else do we see a lot of? I mean, it's also like pretty high shield for the utility that you get, like versus October Treat, versus Hot Butt. Like for a frontliner, I like that this guy has Fish Snack and Aqua Stock. And we can see that compared to the previous season, Cactus now does 115 damage, where previously did 110. And hopefully, if we run into double Anemone bird lineups, you're going to see how sick this skill is. This, in my opinion, might get nerfed in the next season because it's, in my opinion, I think it's just too insane. It does 150 damage to plants, dusks, and reptiles. Does about 133 to beasts, bugs, and mechs. And then it does 179 to aquas, birds, and dawn. So yeah, I think it's too high damage. So this is the new dual blade. You know, before, if dual blade was the highest damage skill, this could potentially be a really high damage skill as well. And I went with two cactus for two axes because I like that I get to choose which guy gets to hit last. Since I'm using plants with very low speed, like slower than, sorry. Yeah, you want 31 speed for your plants. And since my build is rather offensive, I'm pretty guaranteed that after the first turn, if I get my good draws and like deal as much damage as I can, since I'm going to be hitting into the plant, more often than not, the opponent's plant will go after me because it has lower health. So I pretty much guarantee that both of my cactus will always hit last after the second turn, and that's a really huge thing. Moving on, we have the Immortal Plant. Uh, Typically, you see this guy, Cactus, Biden's, Hot Butt, and either Zigzag or Mosquito. But I felt that um, I needed more damage versus the shield from the Zigzag. So Mosquito does 80 damage now. Thankfully, because of the buffs and nerfs this season, two of the skills on this Axie, pardon me, got buffed. Mosquito previously did 70 damage and had the same shield. And yeah, Cactus got a little damage boost too. So Mosquito now does 96 damage against plants, dusks, and reptiles. So it's really helpful if in the situation I go against a Shrimpinator or like the double poison team. More often than not, their backliner is a plant, dusk, reptile. So the extra damage from this, the extra heal that you get from Mosquito versus the Zigzag, in my opinion, outweighs the shield bonus that you get from the Zigzag. So yeah, you probably will see later on that I tend to finish most of my games either with this guy or with this guy. My midliner, I'm pretty confident with how I play it, so I don't mind if like I go against those backdoor teams. The job of this guy pretty much is to deal as much damage as it can before it goes down. And then we got the Magic Beast. So you guys might have seen Elijah post a video on this. I just want to let you guys know, again, I came out with this stuff like months before he did, so it's my beast. So we got Jaguar. Other people run this with Revenge Arrow, which does a little bit more damage, but thankfully, again, because of the buffs this season, Jaguar does a little bit more. It does 5 more damage. Previously, it was 115, so it's a little bit closer to Revenge Arrow, but in my opinion, I think this has more utility than doing more damage in the last stand, especially because I'm using a beast and not a mech. Beasts get more last stand bars than mech. Mechs usually gain 2 unless they have the confident morale buff. Beasts normally have 3. So in those sticky situations where you get 3 bars of last stand, you can use Jaguar to attack first. And usually, like if it was an uphill battle against an Aqua or a Bird, that you know, being able to attack before them is such a big thing. And for those of you that don't already know, you don't have to use Jaguar first to trigger this effect. Always strike first if this Axie is in last stand. You can put this card anywhere in your combo. So for example, you just wanted to hit first and do the most damage. If you were in last stand and you had like 4 energy, you could play double Axie Kiss and dual blade and then Jaguar in the back, and then you'd still go first and, you know, apply both lethal shots and the crit on the dual blade. Unfortunately, dual blade does less damage now. Deals 200 instead of 250 in the previous season. So a little bit of damage nerf, I guess, but I mean, not a lot of Axies can usually survive. Like once you get to plant the Axie Kiss and smack in with a dual blade, yeah, it's still insane damage. So the trick with this team is, like, the hard part is if your opponent doesn't have any backdoors, you will have to draw 3 post fights. So this inflicts 30% of this Axie's max HP to itself. For this beast with 31 health, both bird eyes and ears, it does 100 damage every time you use post fight. So to get to where we want to apply lethal, below 30% HP, for this beast it's 106, which means it has to do 3 post fights before it can automatically trigger the Axie Kiss and Last Stand. So with that being said, the name of the game is pretty much to delay. If you wanted to go for the backdoor kill, you have to draw 3 post fights. So you have to draw your entire deck before you have the chance to draw the post fight. So that could be a challenge too. You really have to slow the game down with your midliner or your front, like maximize the value that you can get from your front. Draw as much cards as you can before your front liner goes down, and then just play everything through. So yeah, I got a couple of other lineups that I could show you guys too. Do we go to the other ones or do we start playing? What do you think, Steffi?
Actually, we have a question here from our English chat
Oh,
from
sure.
Spicy Man. So he asked that, may I ask the technicality on the bonus damage of skills? I saw an Aqua's tail slap still does 25 damage to plants. Does it mean that the bonus damage on skills is actually an integer and not a percentage? You can actually reread on our English chat.
What is an integer? Okay, so sorry. I haven't been in school in a while, so that stuff's not familiar. But I think the dev team still hasn't really come clean with it yet. But if you compare what they said in the Substack versus what's actually happening, skill actually, yes, you're right. It does add like a fixed factor versus like the percent damage increase. But I don't think anyone has the exact calculation for how much more damage if you combo or chain it with other skills.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't understand the math behind it. But I just like to memorize like the numbers that I see on the screen. So yeah, you're right. It's weird that tail slap, although an aqua skill, supposed to do 15% less damage to plants, dusks, and reptiles, but it still does 25 when comboed with another card. So I think there might be a mistake with how it was developed with the calculations and everything. But yeah, just take advantage of it while you can.
Yeah, I agree. So he have a comment here. Tail slap is 20 damage, but does 25 damage to plants. Kind of weird. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, we have to just utilize those, right?
Yeah, exactly. I forget where I got it from. I think I can pull it and send it after the stream. I'm gonna go dig through our archives, but if you guys didn't already know, there is some sort of calculation, like a table that I got from somewhere else. I think it was from the CTG Semi-Pro channel. They show like the recalculation of the bonus damage for the skill value. So this season, mechs, dawns, and I forget which other class gets a huge bonus. It was like 11.25 bonus damage or something. So when I'm running, it's not here, but I'll show you guys. When I'm running this guy with juggling balls on a mech with 43 skill, each shot of juggling balls does 60 damage. So this is insane. Like it probably is the highest damage card in the game right now because of the new skill balancing calculation. But yeah, 180 damage for one card. You do 2 of that, and each strike has a chance to crit. So imagine if you did something like double confident and double juggling balls. against a plant, dusk, or reptile. When this crits, it does like 96 damage because the morale of mechs are lower than beasts and bugs. So it does 96 damage for every critical strike. So essentially, it's like, if you had your morale high enough and you did get like 2 or 3 crits off, you could like easily kill plant, dusk, or reptile if it was unshielded with just 2 skills, 2 energy. So I think that's also, although I never owned the Dawn, so I don't know about the skill factor, but it also got a little bit of a boost to, I guess, make it more viable, like try to push it towards the meta if someone can figure out something with Dawns. And Dusks, since I think the devs thought that it was like overpowered, Dusks could be as fast as Aquas if you had the right parts on it. Excuse me. And you switch the rock paper scissors, right? So in like a mirror matchup, like if you had plant double aqua versus a plant dusk aqua, um, you'd take less damage from aquas and aqua and bird damage. So I think what they did to kind of nerf Dusks was to give them a lower skill value or a lower calculation for the additional damage you get from skill. I'm not sure, I forget how much damage like something like juggling balls does. But I think it's something like 48 on a plant dusk reptile. So as you can see, like mechs do 12 more damage per hit if my memory serves correct. Yeah, so that's kind of a look into how they tried to balance the game out using the skill. But we're definitely going to see more of this, more accurate calculations and descriptions in the next season. So yeah, guys, take advantage. If you guys have double aqua, whatever lineups or something with Nemo, that's 25 damage. Even if they nerfed it from 30 damage to 20, it's still not bad.
So yeah, thank you so much for that
Yeah.
very insightful opinion about the questions from Spicy Man, and I think you answered the question very well. So before you can start, maybe you can say hi to our viewers from our Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube Live for our
Oh.
YGG Bootcamp. So yeah, just say hi to them, and you can proceed to your arena gameplay.
What's up, everyone, on YGG's socials, on Facebook, on Twitch, sorry, what's the other one? I mean, on Discord too, I
YouTube.
guess.
Yeah.
Oh, on YouTube. Oh, sweet. I'm on YouTube. Hi, welcome to the YGG Bootcamp. I'm here to hopefully shed some light on a little bit more about gameplay. Yeah, let's have some fun.
Thank you so much, Magic. So just reminding everyone to please go on mute whenever you go in our English channel, and please do share our live in Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So yeah, you can proceed now, Mr. Magic. Thank you so much.
Okay, cool. So fair warning, couple of my guys from over at CTG recommended this team for me. I do hope to run a game with this team later on, because I think this kind of team looks like it's not much, but it actually requires you to really count cards and energy, and it's pretty affordable. You can get different variants of this as long as everything has Yam and Sirius, I guess. But yeah, let's do some of this later. When I was learning it, so I was sitting at like 2000 MMR or something like that a couple of days ago. I sank down all the way to 1600 because I was practicing it. But I think I got the hang of it, so I can show you guys this. Maybe for you guys that are double aqua users, although I guess maybe not everyone would have the beast and bug parts. But I think I can show you a little bit about speed outplays and how to play around with the shield that you get from the cards over here. I mean, I guess you guys see a lot of these too. The Immortal Plant with Gravelant. And so like a double plant bird lineup. We can run that. And yeah, I guess that's it. So yeah. Currently we're sitting at 1992. Still a bit of a grind. I did 1650 to 1992 in one day. So that's pretty insane because of this team. So if you guys wanna get this, cop this, go ahead. Hopefully my MMR doesn't sync on stream. Yikes. Okay, so again, normally my gameplay is on the first turn, I throw everything. I do as much damage as I can. Keeping in mind though that the cactus does more damage when the Axie attacks last, and on the first turn, my plants go before their plant because I have like bug parts and stuff. So I won't want to abuse cactus just yet. So I played this. Yeah, I'll go with this one guy. So as soon as the damage sinks in the first turn, more often than not, you're going to deal more damage than you take. So you see later that the order, the action turn bar is going to shift, and your front guy is going to go last. Oh damn, but he has another plant. Sorry about that. So seeing as he didn't steal any energy, we could anticipate that he might do that. We could also imagine like a double top post fight, something from the bird, but we're from the double talk range. He can't kill us with just 2 energy. So I'd still like to get as much value from my plant before it goes out. Great. Now here's the tricky part when you're running against these guys. If it's like a mirror match in the midline between Immortal Plants. What I usually do over here is like just do a single hot, but if I had the Bidens, I'd go for that too. I just want to prevent him from using zigzag in the next turn when I try to sink in more damage. See, like you have to consider that he might be thinking that I'm going to go hard with the beast if he wasn't counting my energy. But we do know that he only has 2, so most probably this is like a double Biden's zigzag or a double Biden's hot butt from him. Guess not. Most of the time I'm wrong anyway, so we'll go with that. At least we ensured that he's not going to be able to heal up. So now we kind of want to do as much damage as we can. But still preserve the midline, because once this guy goes down, it's going to be so easy for his bird to take us out. So we try and get this in. So although we do 156, if I'm not mistaken, since we're going last, we do a little bit more with dual blade. And I would like to shield up once. All right, so it's really important that you don't overcommit with your Bidens if you were running an Immortal Plant, because like usually what's left in your hand is the cactus and it doesn't have that much shield. So this is a great turn for us. We get to shield up a little bit. We can kind of guarantee that we won't die just yet. And we get to do another all-out shot. So keep in mind, I have 3 cards in my deck. before I have the chance to draw another all-out shot. So it's going to be around round 7 before I get that chance. So here, trying to do as much damage as I can. Great. And we get the dub. That's just not enough. And from here, I mean, bang, with a crit too. Oh my god. Oops. Sorry guys, on stream. So here it's a clear win. You know, we don't really need to put out all this much damage, but it's nice if the lethal goes off. And he goes to the post fight. What a monkey. Let's go. Yay! We're back to 2K, baby.
GG, well played. Was waiting for that
Thanks,
to hit.
thanks. Yeah, I wanted to like maybe because I think I won a few games earlier, like right before the stream, and like maybe in the review, the game review part of the boot camp. Yeah, I can show you like my thought process while I was playing against these teams. It's cool because I can show you how to play against the double anemone bird lineups too. So we'll go to another one. Hopefully it's another dub. Oh, great. Right here. Yikes. So if you are playing against double anemone bird and you were using this lineup, the moment that you take down the first anemone, you get to win. So if you have a monster draw like this, so actually only need maybe dual blade and axie kiss for this one, because again this does 179 damage, super insane. But just in case like he does stealth slap and like 2 angry lambs or something, but this guarantees the kill. Oh shoot, whoops. Let's hope he goes up. Totally forgot I was using this guy for the cactus. Please? Fuck. I mean, sorry. Alright, so I didn't pay attention. I was assuming that this was the guy that had the cactus. See, so now it's gonna get kind of tough. Although he did use his 3 energy, I was hoping that, I was thinking that we'd get one anemone guy down. Thankfully, we have Aqua Stock, and we'll go for the steal and the energy gain. Maybe he tries to Nemo, or at least try to heal up, and we can get some value from the Aqua Stock. Maybe not. Oh, great. Alright, so if you guys are playing the double anemone bird lineup, in this situation, you never want to try and snipe the beast in the back. Like if you were playing against me, this guy you can take out pretty easily. So ideally you go through the front and use your chain and combo skills to take out the Immortal Plant, because this is the biggest threat to your team. I have played games where I got backdoored in turn 1 or 2, round 1 or 2, then my front line went down and I was able to close 3v1 with the Immortal Plant. This is tough. But we will get energy from this, so I don't mind playing all the cards. Hotbutt is pretty sick too. I think this does 118, 113. Alright, so if we were paying attention, we can tell that he still has 2 energy. Whoa, that's pretty weird. We'll try to get the kill from this one. Okay. So next turn he's gonna start with 4. It is very important for you guys to really count the energy, especially when you're going against a lineup with double Nemo. So now he's got 4 energy. He could very well just do the Dark Swoop. What are my options? So we pretty much can't use anything on the beast because if he decides to pass, it would waste us 1 energy. I would rather shield up just a little bit and I don't know, try to do some damage. With 4 energy, he could very well just do a backdoor if he's stupid, or just go for an all-out burst on my plant. Or that. That's even better. So I'm glad that he decided to hit in with all 4 energy because I get the most value from my mosquito, even if it does less damage. But if he passed, then it would be tougher. I mean, it would suck that I mosquito into a fully healed plant. Now it's great that he used all 4 energy because now I know he only has 2. With that, I'm pretty confident I can do this and kill that Aqua even if he still has some anemones. Yes, we're gonna see it. And there you go. Bang! 246 on an Aqua. Pretty sick. Okay, so this is the tough part. He has 3 energy, so he could go for the back or he could go for the front, right? If he does the back door and we use our energy, we waste 2, where we could have used that in the next turn. Or if he goes for the front and we use our front, our midliner, probably gonna die. But the way I'm seeing this is he's probably gonna go for the front because he knows that he can take the beast out in the next round. Right. I don't think we make this. No, it's not enough. Whoa! And we got the crit. That was sick. That was sick. All right, so I think this should be so that's 120. So maybe we survive the first shot and go into last stand and survive the next shot and win. Maybe. Crap.
GG. But that was a nice
Damn it.
crit.
Yeah, like almost.
Yeah, almost. So we have a question here. First from the Facebook Live, he said that what can you say about his plant that he have 38 speed plant with a vegetable bite? Is it a really big problem for him? Yeah, so you can answer that question first.
Sure. I don't think that if you have a faster plant, like 38 speed with Sirius really changes anything because it's really up to how you like when you trigger it, right? You don't have see the thing that I feel a lot of content creators and people out there, they always recommend that you go for the slowest plant because in the situation that you do like a double veggie and your opponent does the same thing, or you try to steal, your opponent can steal it back. I don't think that's such a game changer. I mean, if that's unless you had cactus on your plant, I think that's a big thing. I recommend re-rolling that Axie and getting another one. But if you're talking about just Sirius, I wouldn't say it's such a game changer. Preferably all you have to do pretty much is fade their series first, right? So we know that each Axie has four parts. Each part having 2 cards in the deck, which means each Axie is worth 8 cards, and we have 24 cards in the deck. So once you see the double series come out, or even a single one come out, I would say that's the time that you start using your series, because it's very unlikely that you see that come up again in the next round. Also highly unlikely that, I mean, it's also not going to show up after before the 5th round if he gets to use it twice in the early game. So yeah, just hold off, maybe play your series turn 2 or 3, and yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for answering that question, and I really do agree that it's just about how you play on it. So we
Mm-hmm.
have another question here from Vanguard Jan 007. Maybe you can explain or somehow teach us how to understand the cards on the lower left of our axis and the cards on the upper right of the axis, since some of our
Mm.
axis players don't understand really how does it works.
Okay, how about this? Let's go to adventure so we can take our time, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, right over here are the cards in your opponent's hand, and over here are the cards in your hand. But this, like, if you were looking at this in this turn, it actually shows the cards in both your hands from the previous round, right? So, you start with 24, but when you start the game, you already draw your 6 cards, and this should reflect 18. A good tip, if you wanted to read your opponent's card, is to read this. Like if you were in the arena, right? To read this while the cards are being played. That tells you exactly how many cards they have in their hand. Um, After anything has been discarded, after anything has been used. So, for example, your opponent had 6 cards in their hand. They played 3 cards, and then you got to discard 1 card. While those cards are playing, while the turn is ongoing, you're going to see 2 here. So that's how to use this. It's not very well explained, I guess, and it kind of takes more understanding of what you see on the screen. There are lots of things that you should be aware of, but yeah, always look at this while the cards are being played, and it's going to show you how many they have in their hand. So let's just, for example, let's see if it changes. There. So right now, the guy only has 1 card in his hand for the next round. And then it's going to show you 5. This is actually the cards that he had in round 1. So if you miss this, what you could do also is count the cards that they played during that turn and subtract it from this amount right now in this current round, right? So there are 2 ways to do it, but how I like to do it is just like while the cards are playing, after I get to see, the sequence and all that stuff, then automatically I look over here, and yeah, that's how to check the cards. So like um although for you, sorry, if you were running my build with the beast, with the post fight, you'll only get to draw your 3rd post fight after you finish your deck. So you want the deck will always be drawing from the axes that you have alive. So in some cases, it actually helps you if, for example, your front line goes down, because it removes 8 cards from the pool that you're drawing from. And then over here, it just shows your discard pile. So this has to hit, if all your axes are alive, this has to hit 24, and before it gets reshuffled, like you were playing Pokemon, right? It gets reshuffled back into here. So yeah, that's how you check out cards.
Okay, thank you so much, Magic. I think that answers the
Sure.
question from Vanguardian. So yeah, you can proceed now to your arena.
Uh, Wait, do we play another game?
Sure. If you want to go, would you like to go on like for the marketplace, or would you like to review your games?
Ooh. Oh, okay. Cool. Maybe we do a review first. I think I played this one pretty well. All right. Was it this one? Yeah, so right, I go with the maximum damage in the first round as usual. Lucky that he only got to play the hot pot, and lucky that we got that crit. So this goes off. Steal one, bringing us both to 3 energy in the next round. His draw sucks too. So I know with 3 energy and with low health, this guy is going to try and heal up, maybe play wood stab, maybe play Biden, something like that. So I just go for it. What's important over here is in this new season, it's way better always to overkill than to underplay. The name of the game season 18, the theme or the name of the game was speed. Whoever had the faster axes would always dominate in the previous season. Chomp was a very good skill to have. Fear from Balloon Pop. You saw like the Buntana teams, like they always wanted the fastest axes, so they'd be able to trigger their effects before you got to hit. Now, because of the rebalancing of the skill, the damage recalculation, and everything, now the name of the game is sustain. So essentially, you could assume that the games, I bet for you guys that are already players, you notice that games don't usually end round 4 to 6 like in the previous season. Crits were going off the place. Um, you know, Faster axes would almost always be able to one turn kill. But because of the rebalancing now, it's actually the axes that can stay alive for longer, in my opinion, do have a little bit more value. So, if we apply that knowledge into our gameplay, you know, uh, whenever you get to one turn kill an Axie or kill them in round 2, go for it. Because they're going to be a pain in the ass, especially if they have something like Zigzag or Mosquito or a skill to heal. That's why, I mean, seeing as he had 164 health, I could have gone with just the dual blade and the Jaguar. I know this does 160 something damage, I think, and 150. So the 310 would have been enough. But like thinking that he had limited energy and probably would want to keep this guy alive, I decided to go on ahead and play the post fight anyway. 169, 156. Mental note taken. All right, so in this one, not a very good turn, but we put some damage in. Now he's in an uphill battle because he's gonna have a hard time taking down this plant, and he knows like in the mirror match it's gonna be tough against this plant if he goes before me, right? So all I needed to do really was prevent him from healing. Pardon me. Could safely pass that turn because 2 energy won't be able to kill this guy. And in this next round, I know that he hasn't been using his bird a lot. So this is probably going to be like a double talk turn. And then he's going to use the rest of his energy to try to keep his plant alive. So we go ahead and try to deal the most damage as we can. disabling the heal again, but check this out. 156, 156, and that's why Cactus is so disgusting. And then this is just easy. Like, this doesn't even make sense. You know, a lot of I think a lot of players forget that casting Bidens removes the bar from last stand. So I mean, how I would like to play it is uh if you saw your opponent with something like Biden's, Kaku, October Treat, you shouldn't be playing so passively and trying to like pass a turn and then try to get more energy in the next round and then try to go big, because there are so many skills out there that can just like get rid of your bars of last stand without really having to hit in. And like you saw over there, I was able to use the double Bidens to fade the last stand and then go straight for the double mosquito. And I guess this one, I think, was it the same? No, it's not.
So,
Okay.
hi Sir Magic, we have a question again
Hi.
here from Jet Vast Trooper 19. How
Hi.
about on jumping poison, Sir Magic? How do you deal with them? Like, do you have a replay you can show us fighting against jumping lassen or poison?
Right
Yeah,
here.
I'm interested too.
I did lose this, but like I still think that keeping the Immortal Plant at least until you get up until like if you had a budget, right, and you had enough to buy a team to get you from anywhere from 1200 all the way to 2300 MMR. I think Immortal Plant, the Immortal Plant still has a lot of value because you still will run into a lot of these teams. I mean, this is an L, but like normally, let's see. I mean, against the double poison teams, I think I'd do pretty well. Maybe we can show where I actually win. Oh no, I was running the Aqua. Never mind. All right, so I guess I can show that. Scroll. Can't show that game where I lost, but explain how everything went. Give me a sec. Is there an easier way to scroll this? Okay, let's get to it. Keep in mind that the Immortal Plant can very well 2v1 these guys. So easy. I think I just overplayed in one turn, didn't have enough energy or cards. So yeah. 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10 guaranteed. These guys will do two things, right? They will either pass or try to steal energy, generate energy. You almost never will see them play defensively in the first round because they want to save a larger pool of cards for their mid and backliner, right? They like most of the time their front is just like stay alive as long as possible, get some steals in, generate some energy, maybe get some more poison stacks on the other guys. But 9 times out of 10, they will not really do anything in the first round. So it's perfect for my lineup because my play is usually to deal as much damage as I can in the first round. And I suggest like when fighting poison teams, just go for that. The other 1 out of 10 times, which I think might be the smarter play, like if you were playing the poison lineup, would be if you drew it in the first round to go for the backdoor with the chomp. Although not ideal because I do have the Immortal Plant on here, but if you turn the tables around and try to play chess, more often than not, your opponent will, like if I was playing the poison team against someone else, more often than not, they're going to try to hit me in the first round. So if I get a chomp in, get like a single poison stack in, and prevent possibly one damage card from that turn, I can generate, like, I can get more value from my plant in the second round. Also, if in case he doesn't do anything with his midliner, it guarantees that, let's assume that, so you draw 6 cards in your first round, right? Let's assume that your opponent is going to hit in with like at least 3. So essentially you're also removing the value of 1 card that they have to use to get rid of that stun. So if you were playing a poison lineup, try it out. I've never played the poison team because, I mean, I'm not a fan of the gameplay, but I think that that's a smarter move. Try and go for the chomp in the first round. That's probably the most value you're going to get from it anyway. And then like save up in the future rounds and try to hit with Garish. Also, as a tip, if you were playing the poison lineups and you saw my lineup, don't ever go for the backdoors. This is the strongest one. Like if this were a double plant bird or double plant beast, always go for the front. Chain your Garish, use as much poison stacks as you can, use the Cerastes, use whatever damage you can. Take the front liner out as soon as possible. Save up, and then take the mid out as soon as possible. Usually the backliner is just there to deal damage, but once you are able to 2v1, it's almost a guaranteed win. So the guy in this video didn't do that, I think. I don't remember. But let's see how it goes. So we're here, doing our stuff. All right, what did I do here? Yeah, I wanted to go for the kill, but he played the October. I think I still got it though. Yeah, nice 156. All right, I passed the third round. And then I think this is where I got greedy. If you were using my lineup, you always want to save the opportunity to use your Axie Kiss and Dual Blade on like the midliner. So if you were using this, never use your post fights until you can use the Axie Kiss, because you could get backdoored and it just makes it easier for the midliner or whatever guy going for your back to snipe you down. I think this is where I made a mistake. I got too greedy. I wanted to be able to do damage to the midliner because I was assuming that the backline was going to go for the backdoor. But we got shot down here. And we played too many cards and we faded our own last stand. So we didn't get the most value from our beast. We only really got to play like a couple of cards from him. And I think this is where we went downhill. The thing that sucks about this plant, admittedly against the poison lineups, there's not much value you can get from it besides the cactus and the Sirius. You could put up shield, but traditionally these guys, like once in the 2v2, they most probably will try to backdoor you. So it's, you know, it's not the best play to like shield up, because they have the potential to go your backline. And as we can see here, this guy doesn't do that much damage if we don't have the cactus. The good thing here, if these guys have their Cerastes in the middle, actually it doesn't matter. Hot Butt, I feel, is one of the most essential cards that you're going to need if you wanted to like trump these guys. Hot Butt removes Sneaky Raid, which is the backdoor skill of this archetype, and it disables Chomp from this guy. So being able to turn off mouth cards from double poison lineups is such a huge thing. Garish, Numbing Lacretion or Graveland just doesn't do the same because most probably their back cards are ranged cards anyway. So Hot Butt, I do highly recommend Hot Butt. So I did that because I wanted to remove the opportunity for this guy to go for the back door. And if ever I was assuming that if ever he would use cards, it would kill my plant, and that would just give all the draws in the next turn to my midline. Right. So I decided to try and shield up and do damage to this guy. Yeah, we didn't draw the Biden, so we couldn't fade the stun and get that double heal off. But this is still a kill. 96 damage on the mosquito. And there you go. So the double Bidens was, if he passed, we could have gotten the free shot of the prickly trap or cactus on this guy. But I guess removing the 7 stacks was also a big thing. And this is where it sucked. My draw for the next few rounds just didn't give me heals, didn't give me Bidens, and I was forced to play with these crap cards. I think I got double Hot Butt Cactus for 2 rounds. There you go. Imagine the luck. If I had Bidens in this round, right, I would have reduced that damage by 50 and removed the poison stacks. And then I draw it, it's too late. This sucks though, because if I removed it in the previous round, watch, he does 44 damage. So if I was able to remove the poison stacks with the Bidens in the previous round, I would have survived this and I would have won. Yeah. That's a lot of talking. So yeah, I hope you understand, like if you were to copy my lineup, or at least the very least get the Immortal Plant on yours against the double poison teams, it really is no problem unless you have a crappy draw.
Yeah, that was really, I think your plans was really an advantage when it comes to poison lineups. So it was just
definitely.
unfortunate when you didn't draw the Bidens
Yeah,
from...
that
that
2
one.
turns with the double Hot Butt Cactus,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that sick?
So thank you so much for that, Sir Magic. We also have a question here from Senpu YGG. How is your matchup against a beast or mech axis? Maybe we can specify the mech to the current mech axis that we see right now. Those with the heroic reward.
Okay,
I'm also interested in that one.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, I think there are 3 different kinds of mechs that are the meta right now. You have the Arco Hero Double Nut, which was like there since season 17, but the mech version, so it's faster. It also does more damage. See, that's the thing with the skill recalculation. It's weird that now the mechs do more damage with a double nutcrack at 166 versus the beast, which does 163, I believe, for a double nutcrack. Yeah, nutcracker card. So there you have Arco, Hero, and the double nut. You also have the dual blade, Axie Kiss or Goda with a hair dagger, and no, I'm sorry. Let me just show you. I mean, I think this guy is also something you might run into a lot. If the 0 cost isn't in the back, it's probably in the mouth. So yeah, mechs with juggling balls. Some of them even have twin tail, which is super sick. What else? What else did we run into? And the no, I don't have one, but I do run into a lot of Rimp Beasts right now with the Ronin Imp, Double Nutcracker. So it is very viable to still run those guys, even if they had 41 speed, just because of the sick amount of damage and energy gain they have. So I guess those are the three types of mechs and beasts that you're talking about. This lineup. Sorry. See, so this lineup, if I was against, sorry, do you mind specifying? Like, are you saying there's a mech in the back, or there's a beast in the back? Because if it's a matter of speed, this is the fastest beast that you're going to get. But if I was against a mech, a mech could easily have like 51 speed, so I would be at a disadvantage. Do you mind specifying if like which one you were talking about? Okay, sure.
Natutunan. Umiga ka na. Ano, umiga.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the advantage of this guy, even if he had lower speed, was if I got into the 2v1 and was able to dish out a couple of post fights beforehand. So if I saw that I was playing against an Aqua or a Beast in the back, usually instead of hey guy, you mind going on mute?
Hey Mark, mute your mic.
Sorry. Yeah, so you will have to alter your gameplay if you were playing against beasts, birds, aquas in the back line, because mechs, aquas, and birds. Pretty much anything that's faster than you. You don't want to use your post fight. You don't want to go for the 3 post fight combo and then go for the Axie Kiss and Dual Blade. That's not the game. You either want to save your post fights for possibly the 2v1, the 2v2, or you also have the option, like if you were able to get like 4 post fights, just kill your beast. Deal as much damage as you can with your beast and hope to redraw more cards on your midliner. Right? So if it was a 2v1, like you have these two guys and you were against a mech, try to derive as much value as you can from your midliner, right? I don't think... Did I get to show that earlier? Yeah, similar to this guy. Like, just imagine this was a mech, right? I think that was towards the end. Come on. Okay. Right. So around this turn, right? This is a pretty crucial moment. I think it was a misplay on his part, maybe not to go for the damage, or he just didn't have cards because his mouth cards were disabled. But yeah, like if you were at a speed disadvantage over your enemy in the 1v1, you want to play as much cards on your midliner as you can. You want to keep this guy alive for as long as you can before you go into the 1v1. Hopefully, maybe you get to trigger the Axie Kiss combo. But yeah, usually in the matches that the opponent's backliner is faster than mine, that's when I save my post fights for. Trying not to kill the beast, lower its HP so much before that 2v1 or the 1v1. Sorry, did I get you?
Yeah, I think that's a very insightful answer. Senpo, did
Cool.
he answer your question, or do you have a follow-up question for Sir Magic? Oh yeah, he said thank you very much, sir. So we also
Wait.
have a question, Sir Magic. I hope it won't get you tired.
Yeah. No, I like it. I like it. It's easier for me.
Okay. Our community is really have a lot of questions right now. So what do you do when it comes to a backline numbing like Christian, or are you at advantage or disadvantage when it comes to that?
I mean, if I was running this team, right? No, because normally I'd get to like kind of steamroll with these two guys in like the 2v2 or the 2v1. Again, pretty similar. Keep your mid guy alive for as long as you can until you can go for the kill with the beast. But let's say you were up against something. Let's say you had someone that midline had a backdoor and the backline had Gravelant. All right. Once the beast goes down from that backdoor, and you're left with these two guys, and the backliner has a Gravelant, you just press the gear in the top and then surrender. That's the weakness of this this build. Like once you get graveled in, you can only play Bidens. That's why some people opt for this version of the Immortal Plant. It has its ups and downs. So you have the branch charge to do maybe no. The downside with using branch charge is that if you don't get the crit, you do around as much damage or maybe a little less. So assuming you were attacking a plant, dusk, or reptile with branch charge versus if you were last to attack with a cactus, I think you do around the same damage. But if you were attacking a bird, aqua, or dawn, you do less damage with branch charge and definitely way more damage with cactus. That's one downside of this guy. Possibly drain bite because it doesn't do as much damage even if it gives you a decent amount of shield. But the flip side is if you were in 1v1 with an Immortal Plant and you had Numbing Lacretian, this just destroys the other version of the Immortal Plant. Yeah, if I see this guy in the midliner, my goal is to take him out as soon as possible, get to the 2v1 as fast as I can before he gets to unleash any Gravelants. Yeah, this should be nerfed. Yeah, did I
Thank you
get
so
you?
much. Yeah, I think that really answers well the question of Donalex. So yeah, Donalex, are you there? But before, we also have a question here. We have a lot of questions coming from
Sure.
Carlos Pena on our Facebook stream. Do feather lunge and scaly lunge compatible to each other? The cards, yeah.
Yeah, I have seen a couple of people running those. So, right now, I believe they have. Let me go check like very quickly. Feather lunge. All right, and scaly lunge. Right, let's see. Sorry, just gonna do a marketplace check real quick to make sure what I'm saying is right. And yes, so they both have the same damage and shield. Both feathers, feather spear, feather lunge, and scaly spear, scaly lunge both do 110 damage and go for 50 shield. Now, if you were to construct a team that like all spear, all lunge, feather, or spear scaly team, you'd have to think about like what you're attacking into, right? So the advantage of having feather lunge is that since it's a bird part, it gives your axie more speed. But the advantage of having scaly lunge, it's a reptile part, it does more damage to aquas, birds, and dawns. So if you were creating, like, let's say you wanted to prevent dark swoop, right? Ideally, you'd have feather lunge on your midliner so that it's faster than your backliner, and that way you protect it from dark swoop, right? So there's not really much difference with the two skills except for the two things. You just have to keep in mind the speed difference that they offer, and think about like what you're hitting into, right? What are you running against more? Because if you, let's say, you couldn't get out of this MMR, you kept on running the double poison teams, you'd actually do better if you were to go with scaly lunge, because you do less damage if you were using feather lunge. But then if you were, I don't know, if you wanted a faster one, let's say there's this guy that I watch on Twitch too, he's cool, Travis Axie. He has a so all three of them have scaly lunge or feather lunge and terror chomp. He's got a mech, he's got a dusk, right? He mixes it up. Being able to play around with the speed differences and the times that he triggers terror chomp is also a big thing. So if you were to combo it with something like that, if you did the spears and terror chomp, you could also do, like, we have a scholar in ECAP Futures, Kath. She used to run triple scaly aqua team, so they were all scaly spear, the reptile part. So she pretty much destroyed any other double triple aqua team out there because she just do more damage to the aquas. So just keep that in mind when building your team, the speed advantage, and like try to see what you're trying to hit, right?
So yeah, thank you so much, Sir Magic, and I believe that answers the question of Carlos Pena. Sir Magic, we have very interesting questions, right? So maybe we can proceed on the marketplace on building your own team. I mean, the team that you think is really good right now, or yeah, you can just show us the meta axis right now that you think fits the current season.
Sure. So let me edit the. Yeah, that's window capture. Give me a sec, guys.
Yeah, sure.
Newbie streamer here, just understanding this. Okay. That. Paste. Does that work? Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I can
Okay.
see you. Okay.
So I mean, you guys know about what happened pretty recently in the update, right? This axie just like plummeted in value. This was
Oh, yeah.
probably the sickest build out there, especially if you were able to pull this off at 50 speed. Oops, I should move this. Sorry, give me a sec, guys. Move this thing. Right. All right. Yeah, so these were the highest valued ones previously, going all the way up to, yeah, around 0.2 plus 0.3 floor. But now they're just like simply overbred, and the floor is now 0.081. I still think that this is gonna go down in value even for a zero breed, but this was one of the really good ones. Previously, before they nerfed it, so Ivory Chop, draw a card if this Axie shield breaks. Now it says can only trigger once per round. This didn't say that before. So if you couple that with Overgrow Keratin, recover 20 shield per turn. Essentially, if your shield breaks, let's say you were up against a beast, right? If your shield breaks with the first shot, let's say you just played two of these. That's a 110 shield, maybe a little bit of bonus, maybe say around 120, 130 shield. More often than not, the first beast attack is going to destroy your shield, so you draw a card. And then for every turn, you recover 20 shield before the beast attacks. So not only are you reducing each of their hits by 20, the damage of those hits by 20, but you're also drawing a card every time you get hit, essentially. So if you were up against, let's say, a beast that went, did a 4 burst, you would draw 4 cards, right? So that's how it worked before, but now they changed it. Although still a pretty viable Axie in my opinion. You can't abuse it anymore.
Please go on mute,
Sorry, mind
guys.
muting your... Yeah, cool. Thanks. Sorry, lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Yeah, so if you get hit 4 times, you draw 4 cards, makes it sick. It's still viable even if you don't get that bonus anymore because the extra card draw and the damage reduction from the 20 shield per turn you get from this. How it's also played is that, let's say this Axie was sandwiched between 2 different Axies. Let's say you were going up against an Aqua or a bird with faster speed, with more speed, and then you were gonna get hit by a beast with lower speed. The bird will hit, destroy your shield, but during your turns, it also recovers 20 shield per turn. Now, the thing with this is it's not effective if you just use it, alone, because you can only recover as much shield as you had when the turn started. So let's say you only played, you probably always will gain. Yeah. Let's say, if you played 2 of these, scratch that last thing I said. If you play 2 of these, you actually recover 40 shield per turn. So essentially reducing the damage of every attack towards your Axie for 40. So it's still very viable in my opinion. It's not like nerfed so that it becomes like totally unusable. So you guys could possibly still go for this if this was in your budget. Again, 50 speed is the absolute best that you can go for, but if you were on a super duper tight budget, I mean, this is not so horrible. Like, there are advantages to having this guy slower, but you definitely don't want to get the beast version of it. Beasts just don't have enough health, and like the point of this guy is to stay alive as long as possible. Also, I mean, I don't understand why the Aqua variants came along, but I mean, I think these are pretty easy to take down either way. So I would recommend that you go for a Dusk or a Reptile at the very least. Over here, 0.055. I mean, it's not the best, but you could go for this if you were on a budget. I mean, what I see a lot of people using right now that's crazy are mechs because of that 6 skill calculation. So you probably will see a lot of these. The Arco, say you wanted to go with Hair Dagger. If you went with Hair Dagger, the best mouth cards for these are Goda or Axie Kiss for beast parts. But if you wanted to make him even faster, you could go for Lab. I think this is the best version of it. Yeah. Because then you're able to go 51 speed You'll be able to go faster than other mechs with the same skill set, and you do more damage to beasts, bugs, and dawn. Beast, bugs, and mechs. So you have the damage advantage with the Lamb versus the utility of the Goda or the Axie Kiss. Also, Lamb does bonus damage when you reach below 50% health. So, excuse me, assuming that you get hit to lower your health below 50%, and then you get the speed up in the next turn, you actually do like way more damage and could potentially destroy your opponent's mech even if they also ran Arcos and shielded up in the next round. So I'd say this is like the top tier one, possibly, maybe. But also, if you were to take an extra degen, so let's say you were running with the Goda and Axie Kiss, and you wanted the speed up still. I see a lot of guys running this. Balloon Pop. Oh, right there. So it's not the fastest mech. It's at 46 speed because it has bug ears. Sorry, can you guys see this? Do you want me to zoom this in?
Maybe we
Oh, I
can
can't.
zoom in. It's fine. But it's
How do I
okay.
do that? Wait, let me see. Do you do that? Sorry, guys. Let's just like do this. Does this work? There you go.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
So yeah, this is slower because it has bug ears, but if you were able to get it with like aqua or bird eyes and ears, then this would be pretty sick at 51 speed. Yeah. So for mechs, I think the battle is still speed. So if you had the faster mech, you would have the advantage. But if you were running with the Arco build, I don't think it's like much of a game changer if you played your Arcos right. Yeah, if you knew when your opponent would speed up and you could tell like if you could time your speed up as well, then you could possibly go with a lower speed mech. So I think the cheapest version of this is, which still is pretty insane. Like for Arco, we go for Hero, which is a zero cost, paid stuns. Also extra utility playing against birds and aquas because you get that card draw. And the double nut. It's still very sick to have the double nut on it. I mean, this is the budget version, right? You go for the beast. Although you do need two Arcos to speed up faster than an Aqua, it's still a speed up. So it's a matter of how well you play around with it. You could also go for the Dusk version, which might be a different take. Naturally, Dusks are faster than Beasts, and you get to alter the rock, paper, scissors being stronger against, like reducing damage against the Aqua, Bird, and Dawn skills, or well, Aqua and Bird skills. But if you were going for a mech, this one is not bad. This is not bad. 44 speed, 45, 46, 46 speed, 47, right? So, I mean, you would want the best one you'd probably look for would be Aqua, Eyes, and Ears to gain the maximum speed. No, we don't have any over here. These are already way too expensive. Yeah, so you could go with this. I mean, Indes was running this with a beast in, I think, last season or 2 seasons before that. He had a big yak with Arco, Double Nut, and Hero, and he was doing pretty well. So the only advantage that you have right now is that the skill calculation for the damage bonuses on mechs is insane. So you do more damage just playing hero. I think this does like close to 80 damage if you combo it with something else. If you were attacking plants, reptiles, and dusks. So yeah, probably to cover mechs and beasts. But you know, if you were on a super tight budget, you know, you could go for like the plant beast, plant reptile beast, and just go classic. Oops. Ronin. Imp. Nut. Nut. Nope. Yo, what the hell? Nut. There we go. As you can see over here, these guys, man, I don't even think this is right. $136. Costs about it costs less than it does to breed. I mean, whatever. You guys get my point. If you were able to keep your beast alive for long enough and your opponent doesn't have any backdoors, this is still very viable because a lot of the teams you'll see right now involve plants, and being able to take down plants, generating energy, dealing high damage regardless, is still pretty viable. I mean, personally, I do still struggle against some of these teams. You know, if I was playing against a plant beast as well, or like a plant reptile beast, and I don't get my cards in sync, I still lose to these guys. 41 speed, no problem. Huh. I mean, let's also discuss, let's not forget, even if they were nerfed, these guys, uh, Angry Lamb, oops, right? Over in my MMR, I'm guessing from, I mean, I think anywhere from 1900 to 2100 MMR, you will still run into the double anemone bird lineups. You saw me run into a couple earlier. Yeah, plain and simple. Doesn't require much skill. Very cheap. So if you were like going to invest and you wanted to get to at least like 1900 to 2100, I think this is also not a bad choice. You might not get so much further into the leaderboards, but if you were like fine with just, you know, chilling in the back, you could go for this. The higher end version, I'd say, would be, instead of Angry Lamb, we get Goda. This guy, still not bad in the price. It's just like really overbred. But this guy is so much harder to play against. If you played them in a split formation, it's hard to tell where the damage is coming from. It's hard to tell where the steals are coming from. You're naturally, I mean, essentially also faster than most like mechs. Could be faster than dusks, you know, beasts, bugs, and everything. So you get to heal up before they get to hit into you again. So yeah, not a bad choice. Definitely I would recommend, since there's not much a price difference. If you were gonna go with this lineup, go for the Goda. It's the always the better choice. Other variations that might be a bit funky, but I still do see them. You could still go for the chomps. You got Cute Bunny right here. Not bad. Still pretty overbred. If you were to do double anemone with Cute Bunny, and then you have a bird with Cute Bunny, you could run that too. But I do suggest, if you were going with this lineup, you kind of want to split the speeds, right? So Cute Bunny is a bug part, which means you'd get less speed. I think the best one you get, yes, is at 54 speed, right? Let's say you were with this guy. Ideally, you'd want to get another one with less speed, maybe bug or what's the slowest one? Bug or plant, eyes and ears. Because if you were able to sandwich in between your opponents and still get the Cute Bunny trigger, you know, the fear trap, the fear sandwich, it would still be viable. So if I were to do this, I would buy this guy at 54 speed, And this guy, nah, maybe even less. Is there one with 50 speed? 49 speed. Maybe you can even go low. 48 speed. There. This is how I would run it. I got one guy with 48 speed, one guy with, what was a 54, 52? Yeah, 48 speed, 52 speed, and then you get the bird. It should be 58 speed. So anyway, you guys get my point. Filter out the speeds and always have your three. I mean, ideally, you'd have those three axes at different speed levels. You want to be able to sandwich whatever they have to be able to pull off a successful fear trap. Fortunately, I don't have any one of these guys, so I can't show you what I really mean like on the screen. But I hope you guys got that. I mean, not a bad alternative either, although maybe not ideal because it was nerfed. You could still go for the chomp one. Being able to chomp in your opponent takes away, you know, I mean, it's sort of like a discard, right? They always have to play, like if you didn't hit into them and didn't cancel the stun, you'd always have, your opponent would always have to play a card just to get rid of the stun. So if you were able to do this in a split formation, you could possibly stun both axes that you're sorry. You could possibly stun with your, let's say you're the one on top. Go for a few hits and then stun again with the one in the bottom. So this could be a thing too. Although personally, I don't recommend it. If you could afford it, just go for the Goda or the Terra Chomps. You saw how we played around with the speed. This is probably the third best. But still, I think, you know, at least having at least one of these guys is better than having like the two Angry Lamb versions. Those guys are pretty easy to kill, pretty predictable, especially like if you're able to do a hot butt on one of them, then you know that they can only like heal up and gain energy and not do that much damage. So yeah. For the bird, you could run it two ways. You have you definitely 99, not like 159% of the time, you always want to have the egg bomb. Like there's no discussion. You can't not have it with the egg bomb. This is where it gets tricky because you have the outplays just in case they have aquas that are faster than your anemones. Let's say you were running with the Godas, so they have a beast mouth. They're slower than pure aquas. So you need the egg bomb to be able to sack your bird or sacrifice your bird so that it gives your other anemone guys a chance to draw cards, gain energy, heal up. So the outplay of the egg bomb is extremely essential for the bird, right? I mean, I personally, I think all birds should have egg bomb. Like it's just such a sick card. The only card in the game which forces you to attack the user, right? So that's a must. Um, you could swing two ways. You could go with either the dark swoop version, be able to snipe your opponents like backdoor or midliner, whichever one is the fastest, or you could go with the traditional double top. Personally, I prefer the dark swoop because I like the chance to be able to take out one of my opponent's axes possibly. That's not the plan because your anemones generally, if you were left in a like a 2v3 situation where you had all three of your axes alive and you could choose which one of their axes to take out, you will almost always be at an advantage against their frontliner because they're usually like energy gainers. They don't do that much damage unless it was, you know, the plant that I was running earlier. So I think that Dark Swoop would still be the better choice, but Double Talk isn't horrible either. The best version of this would probably be Blackmail. So I'm not sure if this information is super out there yet, but if you didn't already know, if you do Dark Swoop, Egg Bomb, and then you get the aroma on your bird, and then you do Blackmail, you transfer that aroma onto whatever you're attacking into. So let's say you were hitting into a backliner, and you just didn't have enough bird cards to be able to perform the kill. You just transfer the aroma on whatever you're hitting into, and then do follow-up attacks with your other anemones. So if you get to pass on the aroma to whichever guy your bird backdoors, your other two axes will be forced to attack that axis as well. So you don't always have the best cards in your bird, but as long as you have the Dark Swoop, Egg Bomb, and Blackmail, and like other cards on your anemone, then you could still potentially go for the backdoor kill. Other variations of this, I mean, if you wanted to go full damage, post-fight is not horrible. You see this a lot. Maybe let's take out the double talk because, I mean, this is still pretty good. Still pretty good. Although, it's not ideal because we don't have that backdoor outplay. But if you wanted to go for the front, go for it. So this is like the basic build that I do recommend if you were like on a budget. But if we move on over here, right? So this leaves you with an additional 0 cost to potentially not need to transfer that aroma from the bird to whatever you're hitting into. If your opponent was like a beast or an aqua or another bird in the back, post fight is always a good thing to have. So you could attempt for the 1-turn kill, but the best thing here to filter is always the lowest ID. I mean, this is ridiculous, right? This is crazy expensive, but check this out. Let's say, what's this number? 232,494. 232, there are almost 10 million axes. So say, 10% of that, what is that? 1 million axes were birds, and you had 232,000, you would go before like around 770,000 other birds, like other pure birds, right? So ideally, you'd want to snipe the market for the lowest ID bird if you were going with a pure one. And just to make sure, if you were going with this build, filter max speed. You don't want the, let's show like the lowest price ones. You don't want anything with less than 61 speed, especially if you were trying to snipe for a lower serial ID one. Make sure to always get the highest speed that you can, because a single piece of speed will determine, the difference between who gets attacked first. Also, make sure that it's not aqua parts. Yeah, like this guy. Here. Right. Oh man, it's broken. But let's just compare with this. Okay. So, the Axie with lower health. So how you look at speed, right? Faster speed. If two axes have the same speed, then the one with the lower health is the one that goes first. So, and then if they were at the same health, then you check out the serial number, right? So if you were to buy this Axie accidentally, with Aqua Ice, you have 28 health. So this Axie, which is actually cheaper at 27 health, would go before this guy, regardless of their serial number, right? So serial number only comes into play when both axes have the same amount of health and speed, of course. So that's a little bit about like really checking the the speed and the health. So you want 27 speed, 27 health and 61 speed. That's 100% pure, 100% on the dominant traits pure bird. So you could go with this, but also taking out the speed filter, probably if you were to micro dose on this, if you kept the 59 speed and instead of post fight you went with hair dagger. Now this is one of my personal favorites as well. Hair dagger, if you don't already know, it's a high damage beast card, gives you shield, which could come handy in the 1v1, but it also lets you draw a card if this Axie attacks at the beginning of the round. So the problem that you probably encounter with double anemone bird lineups is the card draw. You might not draw cards fast enough for you to be able to execute combos very well. All three Axies are very combo reliant. So having hair dagger on, even if you didn't want to use it for damage, that card draw is going to be big. You could draw an extra Nemo, you could draw an extra, anemone. So this probably would be my best pick if you were going with this kind of lineup. So you're not the fastest bird, but you have the additional utility of card draws. So your only weakness really are like other backdoor birds with 61 speed. But aside from that, birds aren't really there to go for the kill. They're there to support both anemones. They're there to make sure that the anemones have cards, and to be able to use the eggshell outplay in the late game. So I went in depth, I guess, with this build because right now for its price and the low to medium skill level that it takes to push this team to a decent MMR, I think this is the best bang for your buck right now. You can't go wrong with this bird and the double anemone with like Goda or Terra Chomp. So, oh yeah, and make sure if you were going with the Terra Chomp one, take this out, go for Terra Chomp, cute bunny. But if you were going with this lineup, don't use a hair dagger. Yikes, there's no 59 speed for that. There you go. You're better off going with the post fight anyway. So there. I believe the highest speed you can get for this is 58. Yeah. So make sure doing this, you kind of want to be a little bit super fast. 58 speed with a cute bunny. So not bad. If you were running a triple cute bunny, double anemone bird lineup, this is your pick. Right? What else? Sorry, Steffi, did I go overboard? I just
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So, we have a question here, if it's okay with you.
Oh, sure, of course. Let's go.
Okay, we have a question from Jet. What can you say about the Twin Needle Sir Magic zero cost card that can deal a lot of damage?
See, right now, Twin Needle is the better version of post fight, right? If you had it on a mech, I think those guys do like 50 something damage to Plant Dusk Reptile. And then, 2 hits of that, it's pretty much like the post fight without having to lose HP, right? So it's very sick, highly abused. Just be careful because I'm putting my bets on it. You probably will only be able to abuse it this season. The devs know what they're doing. It's a pretty broken card in my opinion, with this like skill calculation, and you could invest in it. Not saying you shouldn't, but just be careful. Just wait for another skill calculation rebalancing, and potentially it wouldn't be as valuable as before. But yeah, definitely if you wanted to run it on a mech, if you had a mech right now with juggling balls and twin tails, twin needle, that's what is that? 180 per juggling balls, and then you got like 200, 360. Yeah, that's a sure one turn kill on a plant. You might actually even kill aquas and birds with that combo. Yeah, if they're not shielded, I think that's probably the only 2 energy, 1 turn kill for a lot of Axies out there.
We also have a question here from Sil. What are your thoughts on 51 or 53 speed mechs?
Okay, like if you were doing mechs, right? Saving that for I wanna go through that later. But so you got mechs, you're talking about 53. Oh, then that means you would have to have 2 bird or aqua parts. So what are the best ones? I mean, personally, I don't see the difference between running 52 and 53. I mean, you're already with a single Arco at 51 speed, you're already going faster than all the Aquas without speed ups. I forget. Is that faster than a bird? Let me go calculate real quick. Give me a sec. 51 speed times 1.2. Yeah, you already go faster than a bird. So if you had this with Arco, I don't see the difference of, paying a little bit more, possibly hurting, the amount of actual beast damage you can do by getting like another Aqua card. I'm seeing you probably would play this, I don't know, Risky Fish, Angry Lamb. I don't know. Do you mind letting me in on like what kind of build you see using this? Because like personally, if you mess around with the beast damage so much, I mean, for 2 extra speed, which I think is negligible if you were running the Arco build, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't sacrifice um one more beast or bug damage. Oh, sorry, yeah, beast damage card for 2 extra speed, Although there might be something there if you were running the dual blade version, right? Um, let's see. So I mean, I'm guessing you're referring to something with balloon, because like why else would you want like a faster mech, right? And then you're shooting for at least 51 speed. So what do we got? I mean, you should probably be doing. Whoa, this is 55. This is not even a beast anymore. Yeah, can you let me know like what were you looking at 53 speed versus at 51 speed? Because this guy at 51, he already has the bird or aqua eyes and ears and 1 bird part. So like what are you trying to sub to get that extra 2 speed? Sorry. Say that again. Post-fight blackmail. Post-fight blackmail. Oh, you mean like the, oh yeah, I like you. But are you really going to pay that much to get this Axie? That's pretty sick. I mean, but yeah, I mean, if you wanted to go with the absolute max degen of my beast, this is the way to go. If you had that ETH, spend it, buy it. It's the best version you're going to get of the beast that I run. Yeah, this is pretty sick. But yeah, I don't super see the point in putting that much in, right? 3.5 ETH floor. Wouldn't you rather buy Savannah with that? Yeah. You could. If you had the money, go for it. But if you're like us peasants with 0.023 WETH, you know, we don't have a choice. No. To me, the beast speed doesn't need to go this high. I mean, great if you had it, but like your only real advantage, I guess, would be like in a mirror match, right? You still don't go faster than Aquas. You have no speed up to go faster than Aquas um or birds. So, you know, this only, in my opinion, this is only here like if you were in an exact mirror match and wanted to go faster than me. But other than that, I mean, I would buy this guy if I had the ETH. I would buy this guy because he's a yak, but not because like 53 speed versus 47. I'm fine with the way the beast that I run works, and I don't think you need to pay this much for that much speed. Yeah, shuriken, risky, goldfish. Yeah. Um. Okay, so I want you guys, I guess, to take a look at this from, like, not from a player perspective, but I guess from a game developer perspective, right? Those were probably the axes with the most copies, right? If you were to like make a tally of how many axes there are, let's see, that's star, shuriken, gold star, goldfish, risky, right? These were the three guys that were a pretty heavy hit.
Yeah. Like a
See,
standard
18,000.
scholar
Yeah. Um, I mean, I'm just guessing, right? I'm just guessing. This is not financial advice or whatever, all that stuff. But this is probably the most common axie that you will run into, right? And if people didn't like, if this didn't get nerfed, I think that people would just continuously use it, and there's no growth from there, right? They have to introduce these these nerfs and balances and stuff so that people will be forced to look for new metas and new axes, or else like any scholarship manager could just continue to buy and breed the same thing over and over again, and then it produces like overproduces so much on the market that it has a negative effect on the economy. I mean, yeah, it does suck if you were a scholar and you have this axie, this exact one with 3 skills that are nerfed. But I mean, check out Terminators. It's the same thing happened to them. Like 3 out of 4 of their skills. Chomp was nerfed, lagging was nerfed, allergic reaction was nerfed. So like you're not the only one out there. You can do it. But yeah, I mean, I do understand like both sides of the discussion, right? I mean, I personally have an aqua team with risky fish, and I mean it sucks that I lost a bit of damage on it. I used to run some aqua lineups with like goldfish too, so I mean I know where you guys are coming from. But yeah, it's for the progress of the game. I mean, I'm guessing eventually your managers will realize that not evolving, not improving your axes, not pushing you to do better, and giving you better stuff. Those scholarships will probably like fail in the future. You know, the ones that just like bought random floor axes and bred them, those guys probably don't exist like competitively anymore. Um, so yeah, I mean, it does suck that a lot of us got hit with the nerf, but think about the just think about the effects on the economy, right? I think it's for the better.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sir Magic. You know what? Hearing your thoughts about this really changed my perspective on this. It really makes sense on a dev's perspective and economy of the Axie itself. Yeah, if they it's I think it's really for the betterment. Yeah, thank you so much for that. So
Yeah, sure.
since we're on that topic, maybe you can like give some advice for those who have running an AAP lineup right now, like what they can do just to adjust, or what kind of strategies or skills they should need in order to cope up with the nerfs they have.
Oof, that's tough. Um,
Yeah.
like guys, if you, I mean, if you guys feel like your scholarship managers aren't like trying to get you to a better place, I think you guys should first like talk to them, right? Like you need, dude, mute your mic, please.
Excuse me, Rand. Can you please
Yeah, I'm
mute
just
your
gonna
mic?
go and mute them. Yeah, I mean, for those of you guys that you feel that your axes aren't like doing so well, um, first like talk to your managers. I mean, it should be there. I feel like it should be management's responsibility to always like have the best intention for the scholar. You know, you're not. Yeah, it is sort of like it's hard now. It's hard to reinvest into Axie when SLP price is low. Um, to swap it for WETH and not get that much out of it, and then you have to wait a few cash outs before you grow and expand. But I mean, I think it is the responsibility of the managers to like uh, you know constantly improve the teams of their scholars. So this is more like a call to management than it is from the scholars because I mean 9 times out of 10 the scholars like they're the ones that put the work in, right? So uh if you don't take care of your employees, like your company's probably gonna shut down. So I mean I suggested the scholars first talk to your managers, ask them, hey, do you guys have extra
Yes, sir.
axes? Maybe I can try them out. uh yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Sir
And then
Magic. Oh, sorry. I thought
yeah,
there was
sorry.
an on like there was not on. I'm sorry. Please go, Sir Magic.
Yeah. And then next, like the other responsibility that comes with running a scholarship is the training. So uh, at the very least, your managers should be training you how to use them. And you can't tell if you're in a funky scholarship if you're a better player than your manager, right? So that, I mean, it's call to action to the managers not to just irresponsibly buy stuff off the floor and feed them to scholarships and let the scholars do all the work. It's also like you got to keep yourself updated. What are the trends out there now? You see aquas with beast and bug parts, and they're not even always the best teams, but you have to be able to understand and know how to use them. um but yeah, like for check out, I mean, I am not the best double aqua plant or triple aqua player out there. I believe Indes is making content, so I think you guys should catch that soon. He's going to do that, exactly that. He's going to start from 1200 MMR or 1600 MMR where he is at right now, I think.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, he's gonna run two pure aquas and one plant, I believe. So he might have better answers to how you should run those teams. But I mean, at the end of the day, like Aqua gameplay is pretty standard, right? It's all about, you know, managing your energy, speed manipulation, keeping your plant alive, getting the most value. I think that's like the basics, the foundations are there. Just that you just do less damage.
Okay, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Sir Magic. We also have a question here from Big Boss. I think you actually mentioned it earlier, but maybe you can just recap. So he asked
Sure.
your thoughts on the emergency patch on bone sale during the season. Sorry, I'm
Yikes!
right
How
here.
much time do we have? Okay. Real quick, like we actually discussed this, um, like on my Twitch stream, like the day that happened, like hours after the announcement. Um, there were, I mean, there are two sides to it, right? There's a side of the players who couldn't beat these axes and were like so glad that they got that nerf, and then there's the side of the breeders, which like, yo, we spent so much money on this because um we were under this presumption that at least, at the very least, we would have one season to make our profits off this, you know, this new meta build. So I think the concerning points, in my opinion, were number one, um, something this big. I think it should have been placed in the announcements and have everyone tagged, whereas it was featured in the support updates. That might have been the miscommunication that Psychout was referring to. Um, it's a huge thing. People went crazy on Twitter. Um, you from Levox Esports showed his account. He had 140 eggs of these guys.
Yeah.
Bumpy, Bone Sale, Nemo, and different mouth cards. 140, thinking that he'd probably be able to sell them for like, you know, point 2, point 3. But then we saw the value earlier of the 50 speed ones, and now it's down to point oh 0.08. So, you know, so many other people like that. Like I know Chief mentioned, I think that he invested like 7 ETH into trying to create a farm of these guys. So, uh, yeah, like for the breeders, this all of a sudden flicking the switch, not making it an official announcement for everyone, really hurt, right? But I mean, aside from that, there's also, uh, why are you guys doing this in the middle of the season? This is something that probably you could have done like at the end of the season. You know, if you guys watch Axie Chat, I like what Enjoy said. He said like this season should have been known as the bumpy bone sale meta season. You know, let the abusers or the ones that have this like use it as much as they want, because we know that similar to grass snake, you know, it's gonna get nerfed in the next season. But a mid-season change like this, I discussed this in detail with Fear Generation X, my homie from ECAF Futures. He mentions that, you know, it's a negative image that the devs might be showing because it's like it sets the precedent that this is possible. Anytime the devs notice that there's something wrong with like a certain build, like mid-season when everyone's like just breeding to get to the point where they can sell it. You know, these guys were eggs um, before they're able to hatch and get sold. You know, making a big announcement like that, making a big change like that is kind of scary now. Now breeders might be, you know, they might not want to breed anymore. And what does that do for the economy? If breeders don't want to breed because they're scared that anytime they find a nice build and, you know, they could squeeze a profit out of it, now they won't do it because it might get nerfed and it might get devalued and they might lose on their investment. So what does this mean? If the breeders don't breed, then there's no burning of SLP, which means that everyone, like large scholarships, like let's say YGG, who um, like will cash out, like you know, all the SLP is just being sold and no one's buying it anymore. So this, in my opinion, had a huge like negative impact on the economy as well. Like now you have people like you and Chief who spent like huge amounts. You know, they're second guessing breeding as a profitable business, and they might not do it anymore. And I mean, I think these guys really do contribute a huge amount to the economy. You know, it affects SLP prices, AXS prices. So, I think it's tough. That's yeah.
Yeah, I really do agree with that. It really the sudden change or nerves really scares the investors or the breeders. So yeah, I didn't notice that we are already 2 hours right now. So
Oh yeah. No. Wow.
when the let me check if we still have questions here. I hope that answers your question, Sir Big Boss. Yeah. Um, how about you, Sir
Okay,
Magic?
sorry.
What would you like to do? Would
Um,
you still want to,
Let me see. I mean, I think we got a little political over there. I might not have. I might not. Might have should have not spoken about that.
It's okay. I think it's okay. It's okay. It's a healthy discussion, I
Um,
think. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this is our right as contributors to the economy. You know, it's like we're the citizens in this country paying taxes, with all the marketplace fees and all that, to openly discuss this because, like, if everyone just took the news, like, oh, okay, so the most annoying axie in the arena right now, um, is gone, then good news for everyone, and not like really analyze what this does for future generations of axie players or like the future generations of breeders, stuff like that. Then mistakes like these might go unnoticed. The devs might not hear us out, and just continues to happen. So yeah, uh, get the word out there. Magic has spoken. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for more questions if you guys want to do
Yeah.
that.
For more
I
questions,
think,
just drop.
yeah, I'm good so far.
We have a question here from J. Mark Cabrera from our Facebook Live. It's about cards again. So let's switch our topic again. So, what is the best horn for numbing, Bidens, and
Oh, I think
zigzag?
we lost Steffi.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on mute. I'm sorry.
Steffi, are you there?
I'm sorry. Okay, so we have a question here from J. Mark Cabrera. I'm sorry. What is the best horn for numbing, Bidens, and zigzag? So I think he's missing one piece of his axis. What can you suggest for that?
Sorry, numbing Lucretian Biden's zigzag. I mean, in my opinion, Cactus is the best horn card in the game right now. I mean, maybe a close alternative would be Pincer. Um, but I think that there are more scary aquas than bugs out there. So, I mean, you're gonna run into a lot of discarder bugs in the higher MMRs, but I mean, I think aquas and birds are more dangerous and need to be laid out with cactus. So yeah, my opinion, cactus number one, pincer number two. Uh, I mean, I guess branch charge. Don't go with dual blade. Just doesn't work. What else is out there? Yeah, I guess those are my top three picks for the horn that you might be missing.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Magic, for that question. For that answer, I think that answers the question of J Mark. Thank you so much as well, J Mark, for that question. So, it's up to you now, Sir Magic. What would you like to do? Would you like to still review your games or have your general tips and message to our reviewers?
Damn it, I don't have any more tips. I'm out, guys. I don't know. Don't you guys do a giveaway or something? Nah, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
yeah, we actually have that. I think they're actually setting up the giveaway bot.
Oh,
Is
cool.
that right, Hallmarch?
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Yes.
light the match.
Yeah, we do have a giveaway. We're just waiting for Sir Polaris to actually generate the giveaway bot. Or if you want Magic, you could be the
Yeah.
one to like initiate that. You can ask the viewers, of course, in Discord, two questions, and we're gonna give them the YGG pack.
That's tough. Hmm. What did we learn today? Oh, okay. Hmm. How much how much damage does a cactus do when comboed against a bird or an aqua? I guess that could be one. Who's gonna win? I think it's Hyperion. Fast fingers.
Congratulations, Hyperion, for winning one of our giveaway.
Okay,
My
that's one.
God.
Next one, please. Thank you so much, Your Magic.
Uh, yeah, I don't have any more math stuff. Um, oh, I guess I mentioned it earlier. Uh, okay, might be harder. How much damage does um a hot butt do when not comboed against a plant dusk or reptile? I hope I'm right, but no one's got it yet. Keep guessing, guys. Someone over there was close. You just gotta. Wait, I actually don't know the answer. I'm sorry. Uh, Wait, real quick. If I do the math on my phone, anyone from my stream can help me out. Fantastic. Wait, I have the answer. Hold up, hold up. I think AXU Spicer Tavern YGG Tavern Bouncer was the one that got it first. It's 99.
Congratulations, Spicer. You're the second winner for our giveaway. They were actually having a phrase drop right now. So, yeah, I think that's the two giveaway. Mind to share your social media accounts, Sir Magic, and the time of your streaming, so we can, check you out there.
Oh, cool. So hey guys, you can catch me mostly on Twitch, I guess. Twitch.tv/DGen Magic. That's DEGEN Magic MAGIC. I do have a YouTube account and a Facebook page, but like nothing's there that much. I guess you could search DGen Magic on Facebook, and um, you can follow me on Twitter too, if that makes sense. Uh, Twitter, it's Magic, capital MAGIC underscore CTG, capital CTG. Do I just like post links or something? Think you can read that shit out. Yeah. Oops. And Twitch is on right, yeah. Woohoo. Oh, look. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, thanks Helmarch and Steffi for having me over. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope I did get to teach you something new. I always try to do when I stream. I curse way more on stream, so like trying to keep it toned down a bit here. Um, uh, Thank you also. I mean, Sedano, of course, for hooking me up. Everyone from YGG, from Axie University, that put this whole thing together. Yeah, for my viewers over at your socials on Facebook Live, on Twitch, on YouTube, and on my stream too. Thank you guys for coming in. People from my homies from the Cryptic Axie Guild, ECAP Futures, and of course CTG, my homies. Thank you for having me over. Thank you for teaching me everything that I know today. I got all my information from the internet, and I think you guys can too.
Thank you so much, Sir Magic. It was really nice to have you here. We really learned a lot, and it was really a healthy discussion with you. So yeah, this is your second time, and I hope we will have you again on our third time, because it's gonna be a
Yeah, why not?
monthly. Okay, so
I mean, yeah.
yeah,
I
it
hope
sounds
to
really
come
nice.
back maybe with another team. I don't know, like
Yeah.
if I earn some wealth or something. Yeah, I could.
Yeah, maybe we can see you with the blackmail in post-fight mech, the one that's super expensive. So thank you so much,
Maybe
Sir
one day.
Magic. Thank you so much.
All right.
And
Thank you, everyone. Thanks,
yeah,
Steffi.
yeah. How
How
much?
much you
Any
guys are
last
the best.
word?
Yeah, again, thank you so much, guys. Just to let you know, Sir Magic, we're able to garner a total amount of views of 240 from all the channels that we have. About 50 here in Discord, 100 more than
Hey.
100 in Facebook. So this is a great achievement, of course. And then again,
Yes.
thank you so
Oh.
much for sharing your knowledge, man. I actually talk a lot about you in the community because you share too much knowledge about the game itself, and we learn a lot from you. So thank you so much. We really appreciate your time. Like what Steffi mentioned, hopefully we can have you the third time to to run another team. And then of course to the community, thank you for staying up so late, for supporting the Axie Bootcamp. See you guys on Monday. And that's gonna be it for the team. Just participate on the giveaway bot. Since Spicer already won, so I decided to give it back to the community. That's how awesome YGG is.
Okay, guys. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
thank you.
Thank
Amazing,
you.
amazing experience as always.
Yeah, thank you
Catch
so
you in
much.
the next one.
Yeah, see you, sir. And yeah,
All
I think
right.
that's a good night, everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye, Sir Magic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. It's your boy DJ Magic. Take it easy. Peace.